the phrase the Frederick County Way, my first thought is meeting people where they are.
The Frederick County Way is responsive. When I think about our growing needs in education, Frederick County is being responsive to those needs.
The Frederick County Way is supporting our small businesses and rallying together.
But Frederick County is pushing forward to try to narrow the gap that there is between seniors and the services they need.
When I hear the Frederick County Way, it makes me think of all of the opportunities, programs that we have available in Frederick County to really help people lift up and become economically mobile.
To me, the Frederick County Way is impeccable hospitality. Whether it be friends, family, strangers, everyone's awesome, honestly.
I'm very impressed with and grateful to the Frederick County government team as they deliver exceptional services every day. The Frederick County Way.
Good evening, everyone. I am County Executive Jessica Fitzwater, and I'm pleased to welcome you to Emmitsburg. I would also like to thank those of you who are watching on FCG-TV. Although you could not be with us in person tonight, we appreciate your engagement. I'd also like to acknowledge the elected officials and distinguished guests that have joined us here tonight. We appreciate your partnership. We have from our state delegation, Delegate Chris Fair, Delegate Karen Simpson, not here, Delegate William Valentine, and Delegate Wyville. Thank you so much for joining us. We're also very pleased to have from Governor Westmore's office, Dylan Goldberg. I truly appreciate the partnership that I have with our county council, and I want to recognize the county council members that were able to be with us this evening. We have Council President Brad Young, Council Vice President Cavante Duckett, Council Member Renee Knapp, and Council Member Mason Carter, and we're in his district. And we have other exceptional partners here that I truly appreciate, including some of our higher education partners. We have President Debbie Ricker from Hood College and President Jerry Joyce from Mount St. Mary's. And lastly, because we are in the town of Emmitsburg, I do want to thank our municipal leaders who are here. Frederick County has 12 amazing municipalities and truly are partners in everything that we do. So I want to recognize Mayor Frank Davis. We're in his town right now. And also Commissioner Kevin Hagan from Emmitsburg, who's also here. From the city of Frederick, we have Mayor Michael O'Connor. And from the city of Brunswick, we have Mayor Nathan Brown and Commissioner Caves. You're going to hear me use the word partnership a lot tonight, and these are just some of the incredible partners that we have in Frederick County government. So today we are celebrating Frederick County's rich history, in which Emmitsburg has played an incredibly important role since its founding in 1785. Here in 1808, Father John Dubois founded Mount St. Mary's College, one of our nation's first Catholic institutions of higher education. A year later, a widow named Elizabeth Ann Seton established the nation's first congregation of religious sisters and founded the first free Catholic school in America. From those humble beginnings grew institutions known far beyond Frederick County. Mount St. Mary's University draws students from 33 states and 13 countries, and the National Shrine of St. Elizabeth Ann Seton attracts visitors from around the globe. Emmitsburg is also home to the National Fire Academy, where first responders from across the country come together to hone their skills and ultimately to strengthen our nation's fire and rescue services. One of my most solemn duties as county executive is to welcome guests to the National Fallen Firefighters Memorial each year. I'd like to ask that we pause for a moment of silence to honor our nation's fallen fire heroes. Thank you. But perhaps most importantly, Emmitsburg is home to nearly 3,000 of our neighbors, people who contribute to making our future incredibly bright. The town is led by one of my partners in government, Mayor Frank Davis, who spent 35 years in federal service and has been a member of the Vigilant Hose Company for more than 45 years. Mayor Davis truly embodies the spirit of public service, and he does it all to be the center of attention, which I know he's loving right now, so I apologize, Mayor Davis. I have truly had the privilege to build strong relationships with our mayors and burgesses and to work with them to secure a dedicated allocation of federal funding for housing and community development projects in our municipalities. So here's Mayor Davis to tell us more about this work.
The community block grant, it's an essential tool for all the communities in Frederick County to be able to survive and provide the services necessary for their citizens. Emmitsburg has been very fortunate over the years to be able to use those fundings for connecting sidewalks through the entire town. So Emmitsburg is now a walking community, and also doing the ADA upgrades to assist our handicapped citizens. We've also been able to do a lot of upgrades to our infrastructure, water and sewer, which we have quite an aging infrastructure of 70 plus years old, and without the assistance of the grant, we would have never been able to accomplish that. When you speak to other mayors in different counties in the state of Maryland, they don't know their neighbors, they don't know the neighboring mayors, and they don't communicate. The county executive has brought what we refer to as the Frederick County Way, that we work hand in hand. There is no arguing and bickering over funds, the way things are allocated. We sit down at a table and we work things out, and everybody walks away with what they need.
Thank you so much, Mayor Davis, and all of our partners in municipal government who are here with us this evening. Mayor Davis used an expression that I have been using a lot lately, the Frederick County Way. To him, the Frederick County Way means working hand in hand and sitting down at the table to work things out so everyone walks away with what they need. And the Frederick County Way may mean something a little different to each of us in this room, but there are core values that define this community and truly set us apart. So here's what the Frederick County Way means to me. We are inclusive. We invite people to the table and we listen to their hopes and fears, their ideas and questions. We include diverse voices and we meet people where they are. This isn't always easy because we don't always see eye to eye, and it's hard to sit across the table from someone and listen respectfully when they tell you that you're wrong. But that is how we learn and grow. Here in Frederick County, we listen actively and respectfully, especially when we disagree, because hard conversations lead to better solutions. We are collaborative. I believe each of us is called to do the best we can with what we have where we are. And inherent in that belief is a fundamental understanding that none of us has all the tools to do everything. And in the words of the late Senator Paul Wellstone, we all do better when we all do better. Here in Frederick County, we build partnerships to tackle big problems because we are better when we work together. We are innovative. When we invite people to the table and build partnerships, we cannot help but be innovative. When we put people together who disagree agreeably, we ask them to solve problems, they are going to find solutions that are creative and outcome-oriented. Here in Frederick County, we refuse to accept, because that's the way we've always done it, as an answer to any question. Instead, we push ourselves to be better and more effective for the people that we serve. We're also accountable. An inclusive and collaborative process always leads to a better solution, but we can never let the process become a substitute for an outcome. When everyone has been heard and compromises have been struck, we make decisions to move our community forward. We hold each other accountable for implementing those decisions, and we track and measure our progress. Here in Frederick County, we honor our commitments and deliver on our promises. We are sustainable. We know that our decisions today will have a downstream impact, whether that's on our budget in the next fiscal year or on future generations who want to call this place home. We think about those impacts and do our best to balance economic, environmental, and social needs. Here in Frederick County, we're not just focused on short-term wins, but long-term sustainable investments that will benefit our residents for generations to come. So we may not always use the same words, but we share the same values, and Mayor Davis articulated them well. We bring people together and have honest and sometimes hard conversations. We develop solutions, and we are thoughtful as we move those decisions ahead to meet people's needs. Now, this isn't the easiest way to govern. It certainly isn't the fastest way, but it is the best way to make the right decisions and to maintain and build the public's trust in our government. Most importantly, it's our way, the Frederick County way, and I'm proud to report that because we do things the Frederick County way, the state of our county is strong. This evening, I will share several stories with you that demonstrate the Frederick County way in action. These aren't stories that will make the front page of the Frederick News Post or fill the airwaves on WFMD, but they are stories about how we are living our values and serving our community. I want to start with a story about the Wolfsville Volunteer Fire Company. Nestled between the Catoctons and South Mountain, Wolfsville is a rural community that has long relied on volunteer firefighters to answer the call in times of need. Over the past 40 years, while the population of the United States has grown by more than 40%, the number of volunteer firefighters has dropped by 25%. We are not immune from this trend. And even though we have fewer volunteers to respond to emergencies, the calls for help continue to come. We have long had a strong hybrid fire service where volunteer and career first responders work together. In Wolfsville, our Division of Fire and Rescue Services worked closely with the Volunteer Fire Company to make sure we're meeting residents' needs. Here's Chief Derek Rosensteel to tell us more about it.
Recently in Wolfsville, we received staffing from DFRS, and that took effect on August 28th of this year. And so far, it has been a great success. We're really enjoying our 4 folks we have assigned here. They're here Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. The fire company before was previously all volunteer, all hours of the day, 24/7, 365. Aside from making a difference on every call they run, the biggest thing we've seen so far is that on August 5th, merely 7 days after we received staffing from the county, the unit from Wolfsville was dispatched to a house fire half-mile from the station, right around noon.
So my husband Johnny went up the road to his dad's house, come back down, parked the four-wheeler in front of the house, come inside. We went about our business and everything, made lunch and all that. So I looked back up again to see what they were doing, and his four-wheeler was on fire. So I jumped up, I grabbed Effie, I grabbed the phone, and I went in and told Johnny to get the dogs out the back door and come out. The 911 operator had already called everybody, and I was still on the phone with her when Wolfsville pulled up. And I thought, well, that's odd. How did they get here so fast? And then I found out later that they just had a paid crew like that week or the week before. And thank God they did, because it went from a little fire to a big fire fast. And I was worried it was going to catch the porch on fire, and I was afraid if it did, it's hard to tell how bad it could have been.
I want to thank Chief Rosensteel and all of the dedicated career and volunteer first responders in Wolfsville and the Keller family for sharing that story and for caring so much about their community. Public safety is not only a core function of government, but it's essential for our Frederick County families to meet their full potential and thrive in our community. Feeling safe means feeling a sense of belonging, being supported by excellent law enforcement and fire and rescue professionals, and it also means safe streets. Situated at the intersection of Maryland 26 and Maryland 75 on the eastern side of the county is Libertytown, home to around 1,000 residents. A lot of traffic passes through that intersection, including significant heavy-duty truck traffic. Pedestrian safety has long been a concern, but the sidewalks along those major state roads are the state's responsibility. It would be easy for us as county officials to throw up our hands and tell Libertytown residents to complain to the state. But that's not the Frederick County way. Instead, we have worked closely with the Libertytown Civic Association and our partners in the Frederick County delegation to the Maryland General Assembly to make this small community's voice heard with the Maryland Department of Transportation. At the same time, we have made targeted investments of local resources to do what we can to help solve the problem. Here's Rick Ludwig with the Libertytown Community Civic Association to tell us more.
Libertytown has a lot of traffic that goes through it every day on Maryland 26 and 75. We have up to 10,000 to 12,000 vehicles per day that travel along that road, of which 10% are around 1,000 to 1,200 are heavy-duty dump trucks and 18-wheelers. And the sidewalks are in very bad condition, and that heavy amount of traffic and speeding makes for unsafe conditions for pedestrians and even just traffic, people pulling in and out of their driveways. Libertytown sidewalks haven't been added yet. We've been working on those for a number of years, and Frederick County government has helped us to promote that with the state to try to get funding, and we've had that in the priority letter that's gone out a number of years. And in terms of other safety features, we recently installed a speed feedback sign on Maryland 26 to help slow down the traffic. The county helped us with that by providing the funding to buy that, and the Libertytown Community Civic Association purchased it and installed it and will maintain it. And then the county also recently helped us they installed speed humps on South Street to calm down the traffic. The Frederick County Way means that Frederick County government has been very responsive to the requests of the Libertytown Community Civic Association.
Rick is here this evening, and Rick, this really is a true partnership. I'm so grateful for you for organizing and showing up again and again, meeting after meeting in your green shirts to draw attention to Libertytown's needs. Thank you. And we know there's more work to do, and we're here for it. So these stories from Wolfsville and Libertytown are really about committed community volunteers giving their time and talent to solve problems in partnership with government. Volunteer fire companies and civic associations are what hold us together. Our vibrant network of community groups demonstrates clearly that we care for each other and are committed to helping everyone get ahead. We know there are people working 1, 2, sometimes 3 jobs to make ends meet and who struggle to access services. We may not know all their names and stories, but across Frederick County government and our wider community, we work every day to lift up our working families and prove that we have each other's backs. I want to start with a story about an incredible state-funded partnership to fight poverty. In his inaugural address, Governor Westmore reminded us that it is unacceptable that while Maryland has the highest median income in the country, 1 in 8 of our children lives in poverty. He told us that we must refuse to accept that, and he challenged us to believe that Maryland can be different. But it isn't enough simply to believe. So the governor gave local communities new tools to drive change, to make Maryland different. He created the Enough Initiative, a first of its kind place-based strategy to fight poverty. Enough created an opportunity for us to show others how to solve problems the Frederick County way. Led by our Division of Family Services, we built an inclusive table with more than 40 partners, including community-based nonprofits, labor unions, faith-based organizations, and others. We had hard conversations about what was attainable, and we developed a path forward to fight concentrated poverty along the Golden Mile. Here is Suzanne Salix, Director of Centro Hispano de Frederick, to talk about this important work.
Greetings, I'm Suzanne Salix, Executive Director of Centro Hispano de Frederick. It is my pleasure to speak about the Enough Grant and how it has impacted our Frederick community. The Enough program was started by Governor Wes Moore, and it's the first of its kind community-based strategy to comprehensively examine childhood poverty on the Golden Mile. The Enough grant funds were used for community convening, securing space along the Golden Mile, providing interpretation services, materials in multiple languages, as well as providing for children's activities while the adults were in the meetings. If we did not receive the funds, we would not have been able to have undertaken these activities. With the Frederick County Division of Family Services, thoughtfully and graciously led by Ms. Leisha Chandler, the dedicated county team served as the community quarterback for this collaborative effort, which involved 40 community partners. Over the past year, this diverse group undertook important efforts, including community convenings in multiple languages, giving voice to many underserved and overburdened individuals. This is an amazing testimony to the Frederick community.
Suzanne is with us this evening. Thank you, Suzanne. So are Leisha Chandler, our Director of Family Services, and members of her team, and many other community partners. I want to thank you for your work on this initiative. I also want to recognize them for drawing national attention to their work. Earlier this year, the president of the Rockefeller Foundation and members of his senior team visited Frederick County to study how we are using the Enough Initiative to drive change. They sat in the Hillcrest Community Center with members of our coalition to listen and learn because they know we're doing something unique, important, and impactful. I'm pleased to share that we have applied for our next round of Enough funding. If approved, this funding will allow us to strategically address poverty on the Golden Mile by piloting a new program to deliver fresh fruits and vegetables directly to families while continuing to gather community feedback for our neighborhood action plan. Our Livable Frederick Master Plan vision empowers us to see a future in Frederick County where everyone can live, work, and thrive and feel a strong sense of place and belonging. These are not just words on a page, but the driving force behind all that we do, including in our Human Relations Department. The Frederick County Human Relations Department investigates discrimination complaints regarding employment, housing, and public accommodations. Under the leadership of Anthony Russell, the HRD worked with the Maryland Commission on Civil Rights and the Office of the Attorney General to investigate a complaint involving a landlord charging tenants with housing choice vouchers higher rent than other tenants. This is illegal housing discrimination. Working together to bring state and local resources to the investigation, the Human Relations team resolved the complaint and got justice for the landlord's victims. But their work did not stop there. Following this important outcome, Anthony and his team thought about ways to advertise the HRD's work so residents knew about and could access anti-discrimination services and know that we are taking it seriously. Here's Anthony to tell us more.
Well, earlier this year, we were able to get a settlement based on a source of income discrimination case in Frederick County, where several families were discriminated against, and the Human Relations Department, along with the Maryland Commission on Civil Rights, which was strongly supported by our County Executive Jessica Fitzwater, was able to get a settlement for several families based on the money that they paid in reference to this housing case. So they were reimbursed, but also they were paid damages for these issues. We wanted to conduct outreach throughout Frederick County to let the citizens know that Human Relations Department will investigate cases based on public accommodation, housing, and also employment. So we contacted Transit Services and we started a 12-week campaign where our contact information was on the buses, and based on that, we received certain calls, and we also conducted an investigation based on public accommodation, and we were able to solve that case as well. The Frederick County Way really brings to light maybe two words, and that is unwavering compassion. Government is for the people, by the people, and working in Frederick County, I'm constantly reminded that that's why we're here. We're here to do the best job that we can for all the community members in Frederick.
Anthony and members of his team are here with us this evening, as is our Director of Transit, Roman Steichen, members of the transit team. I want to thank all of you for your work to end illegal discrimination in Frederick County. Thank you. To truly meet that livable Frederick vision, we must continue to bring new industries and good-paying jobs to Frederick County and ensure that no matter where folks are on their career journey, there is an opportunity for them here in Frederick County. Frederick County Workforce Services does just that every day through a variety of programs for both job seekers and employers. One such initiative is our Recovery to Work Academy, a 6-week program that provides important training and support for people in our community who are managing recovery while entering the workforce. This program helps participants develop the skills they need to get a job and prepares them to succeed in the workplace with education on emotional intelligence and financial literacy. And because Workforce Services is a hub in our community's employment ecosystem, our team can help program participants get into pipelines, like the culinary program at Frederick Community College. Here's Julian Palad to share his story.
Hello, I'm Julian. I connected with Workforce Services to make a career out of something I'm passionate about. I moved back to Maryland in 2023, got into recovery, and they paved the footstones.
So for Julian, he came in and connected to the Recovery to Work Academy, which is a 6-week, pretty intensive program that someone will go through as they're going through their recovery journey and trying to reconnect to the workforce.
Before starting the Recovery to Work program, I was facing challenges on basically how to be a proper adult, figuring out how to better my life and career aspects. Working with Recovery to Work Academy, it gave me someone who can help guide me, but also understands where I've been and what I've been through.
What excites me about Julian is that he is prospering at Wye Oak. He's taking the information and the skills, the knowledge and experience he's gaining here at FCC. He's bringing it to Wye Oak in his work effort every day.
Working closely with FCC and local employers is important because it's how we move these talent pipelines back into the workforce.
Going through the culinary certificate program at FCC and moving on to the apprenticeship program, it was kind of like the next step. I got the job at White Oak Tavern due to being in the certificate program, and now I get more hands-on training.
Julian's success shows that helping people with work readiness programs and those longer-term supports can really give someone the confidence they need, and that there are opportunities beyond just that entering in.
Looking back at how I started, I'm proud of how far I've come. I started at just working at a fast casual pizza shop, and now I'm working at one of the best restaurants in Frederick, under one of the top chefs in the country. It's a dream, honestly.
I would like to congratulate Julian on the progress he's made so far. He's probably at White Oak right now, which is why he's not here. And we do have members of our workforce services team and representatives from Frederick Community College here. We really appreciate the kindness and compassion you've given to Julian and countless others like him. So thank you so much. Small businesses are truly the backbone of our economy and our community. Our Frederick County Office of Economic Development continues to grow our Empower program, which is designed to create an environment of economic inclusion by lifting up underrepresented business owners. Launched a decade ago, Empower started by developing leadership programs in partnership with Hood College and Mount St. Mary's University. Today, the Empower team works with M&T Bank and the Latino Economic Development Center to manage a business accelerator and a first-of-its-kind loan program. We are all about continuous growth and improvement. That's the Frederick County way. Here's Jenny Hoover to talk about her experience with Empower.
Serenity Swimming is newly open next to the Frederick Airport. We teach everybody from our babies and our baby and me class all the way up to adults and everybody in between. We mostly focus on our private swim lessons, but we also go ahead and do parent night out, water sports for kids, pre-swim team, summer camps, all the fun programming. It is so incredibly rewarding to see the kids reach their milestones, whether it's their first bubbles or their first passing their swim test and being ready to have their birthday party. They're reaching these milestones so quick right now with our warm water, our warm air, and just our comfortable environment. And it's just the best thing ever. We've had kids that haven't been successful at other programs come in and be successful with us, and that's really special. The Empower program was really important. It showed that Frederick County really invested in me, and they believed in what we were doing. Without it, I would have had to make cuts that would have started impacting what our families feel, and that was going to be really hard for us. I had already trimmed as much of the budget as I could. Any additional cuts were going to be cuts that we'd be feeling today. The Empower loan was really friendly to work with. It was a nice and simple process. It was quick, it was easy, and it showed that Frederick County believed in me, and that was really important.
Jenny and her husband are here this evening. Jenny, congratulations on chasing your dreams of being a small business owner. Frederick County does believe in you, and we appreciate you so much. Each of these stories highlighted the Frederick County way, bringing people together, building partnerships, solving problems, and making progress. When we each do our part, and when we think outside of our silos, we can make meaningful progress for the people we serve in the incredible place we call home. And we truly have made progress on so many fronts this year. It's no secret that Frederick County has long had the fastest growing student enrollment in the state of Maryland, and I suspect everyone in this room has heard me say that this growth creates a dual challenge of building new classrooms while renovating existing aging facilities. School construction is one of the best examples of the Frederick County Way. We work with our legislative delegation to bring home as much state money as we can, and we partner with Frederick County Public Schools to ensure each dollar is spent with student success in mind. I know from my conversations with other county executives that our relationship with FCPS is among the best in the state. We communicate and collaborate. We trust each other, and that allows us to push harder and faster than any other jurisdiction in Maryland. You don't need to look any further than Linganore Creek Elementary School to see this incredible partnership in action. We are doing something no other Maryland county and school system have done. We are building a new school in 1 year to alleviate overcrowding at elementary schools on the eastern side of Frederick County and saving significant resources in the process. I've said that this project should be a model for other jurisdictions, and it should be. But our success at Linganore Creek will be difficult for other counties to replicate because it's not a project-specific model. Instead, our success is grounded in a long-term, results-oriented partnership between our government and our school system. Just this fall, we have opened 2 new replacement schools in Frederick County, Green Valley Elementary and Valley Elementary Schools. And we are doing so much more than building schools together. I'm incredibly proud of our work to build a new model for career and technical education in Frederick County. Our current system works well for many students, but doesn't meet the needs of all students or employers. And like many of the challenges we face, government alone cannot solve the problem. We brought the school system, community college, and business stakeholders together to have an honest conversation about what's working and where we can do more and do better. I'm excited about our partnership with FCPS Superintendent Dr. Cheryl Dyson and FCC President Dr. Anissa Cheek to design an innovative approach that can become a national model for career readiness for our students. But in addition to developing a new approach to career and technical education, we're continuing to invest in career coaches in our public schools to help all students succeed. We're also breaking down barriers with a mobile career center, which takes workforce initiatives directly into the community. I'm proud of the work that we're doing to help people enter the workforce, and I know we need to do more to help workers connect with affordable housing opportunities so they can live and thrive in the place they work. Government alone doesn't have all the tools to meet this challenge, but we play a critical role. This is why we've developed a pioneering framework to assess county-owned land for housing development, an initiative rooted in the Livable Frederick Master Plan and my strategic priorities. I'm excited to announce that we are moving forward with the development of a 7-acre site adjacent to the Prospect Center on Himes Avenue in Frederick. This will bring, yes, you can clap. This will bring nearly 150 affordable and deeply affordable homes to our community, strategically located next to a future hub for the county's health, aging, and family services, and directly accessible to our fare-free transit system. But this is just the first milestone in our work to transform underutilized county land into housing for those in greatest need, our seniors, working families, veterans, and others priced out of the market. It reflects our commitment to social equity, economic stability, and responsible stewardship of our resources. I want to thank the members of the County Council who've worked across partisan and ideological lines to make housing a priority. I also want to recognize them for their work on the rapidly evolving data center industry and the work that we've done to regulate it. The work. It's been work. For more than 5 years now, Frederick County has grappled with the question of data centers in our community. We have approached this the Frederick County way, with an inclusive work group which made recommendations to policymakers to consider. In partnership with the council, we have adopted many of those recommendations. In doing so, we have made data centers the most regulated industry in Frederick County. The data center industry creates opportunities. At a moment when Maryland's reliance on the federal government is a liability and state officials are pushing for private sector investment in our economy, Frederick County is home to one of the largest economic development projects in the state. Private companies are investing billions of dollars here, which is creating good-paying jobs and generating new tax revenue. Thanks in large part to real estate taxes at the old East Alcoa site, we have a small fund balance in last year's budget. This will allow us to make targeted one-time investments, which will roll out in the coming months. We know the industry also brings risks, which we have worked diligently to mitigate. We've learned lessons from Northern Virginia, and we've taken concrete steps to ensure that we don't have data center sprawl in our county. We are concentrating development to an area of the county with the infrastructure the industry needs, and we are limiting development to no more than 1% of the county's total land mass. These steps will ensure reasonable, well-regulated development. But we're also listening closely to our residents' concerns, and we are responding to their needs. Tonight, I'm announcing 2 new steps the county will take in response to community feedback about data centers. Some Adamstown residents contacted the health department to express concerns about their water quality and the cost of testing. In response, the health department will offer these residents and their immediate neighbors a free of charge sanitary survey of their wells. The survey will evaluate water quality, and the data gathered will be used to guide future decisions. We also know we must leverage the benefits that data centers can provide our community. In response to recommendations from my transition team and the data centers work group and requests from Adamstown residents, I'm announcing that we will hold community benefit listening sessions after the County Council finishes its work later this year. This opportunity will allow us to gather ideas directly from our residents and ensure positive outcomes for our community. Now, while we welcome private sector investments in our economy, we will never neglect our public sector workers. I am committed to making Frederick County government an employer of choice, a place where people look forward to coming to work each day because what they do matters and they know that they are valued. We are watching the administration in Washington take a sledgehammer to the civil service. What's happening in DC shows a complete disregard for the value of public service and a total disrespect for people who have dedicated themselves to others. Between mass firings and a government shutdown, they are doing harm that will take years to heal. Public service matters, and public servants matter. And because these things matter, we are doing our best to lift up our workforce. We reduced the time it takes for workers to vest in our pension system. We expanded our health benefits to include the Marathon Health Clinic, which many employees are already using for low and no-cost primary care. And we are raising our minimum wage to $21 an hour for all full-time employees, a critical step in recognizing that every county employee is valued. We are doing everything we can to show our workforce we are committed to them because we know they are committed to the honorable calling of public service. In addition to affirming our commitment to public service and public servants, I want to reaffirm our commitment to inclusion. This is an inclusive and welcoming community, and our public servants and community partners work to provide the best possible service to all people. We value every member of our community, and we remain committed to our livable Frederick vision of a vibrant and unique community where all people live, work, and thrive while enjoying a strong sense of place and belonging. Simply put, everyone is welcome here, and our government will continue to do its best to meet everyone's needs and respect everyone's lived experiences. That's an important part of the Frederick County Way. We aren't concerned about how you got here or where you came from. We care only that you are here, and we want to work with you to build a brighter future for all. We are committed to bringing people together, having those tough conversations, and making decisions to keep us moving forward. We do this in partnership with others because government alone cannot meet all our community's needs, but absolutely must play our part. This isn't the way it happens in every community, and certainly not at every level of government, but it is the way it happens here. Our way, the Frederick County Way, is why the state of our county is strong. Thank you all for joining us this evening. Thank you for everything you do to make this an incredible place to live, work, and thrive. It truly is a team sport, and we need all of you in this with us. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a wonderful evening.